A federal judge ordering the State Department to speed up the release of newly discovered Hillary Clinton emails, and some of them could involve Benghazi. Nearly 15,000 recovered by the FBI, which Clinton never turned over to the State Department. But remember this.
I responded right away and provided all my emails that could possibly be work-related, which totaled roughly 55,000 printed pages.
And she and her team erased tens of thousands of emails saying they were private, but they didn't just hit the delete button. Instead, a special program called BleachBit made them disappear apparently forever.
You don't use BleachBit for yoga emails or for bridesmaids emails. When you're using BleachBit, it is something you really do not want the world to see.
Jay Sekulow, Chief Counsel for the American Center for Law and Justice. Great to have you with us today, Jay.
Thanks, Shannon.
All right, a lot of people are looking at this, of course, in the context of a political campaign. That's where we are right now. But there are some real issues here that could be legal issues for Hillary Clinton, whether she's elected president or not. Let's talk through some of these. First of all, this latest judge's order is to the State Department directly. It has stalled on a number of requests to turn over emails. What happens now?
Well, the judge said you got to turn them over in 2 weeks, and he expedited the State Department's planned disclosure date. But this is an ongoing problem. So you've got the situation where the State Department, for some reason, doesn't want to move on this. But I will tell you this, Shannon, from personal experience, we're in federal court right now with the State Department on another matter that was involving your colleague, our friend James Rosen, and his discovery of the videoed email, where the video where they edited everything out that was what they viewed inappropriate, which was, of course, when the negotiations with Iran actually started. We had to go to federal court now to get the answers to those questions. So the State Department's under a slow roll. Our friends at Judicial Watch have done a very effective job of getting these released, but the State Department doesn't want it out there. And then, of course, you've got, as you reported, the situation that Trey Gowdy mentions, which is the idea that she used a particular software to get rid of these emails, raises a whole host of questions. I'll tell you one thing I've been thinking, Shannon, and that is the FBI and those agents must be just perplexed at how James Comey determined that this was a case not to move forward with a recommendation towards prosecution. I mean, every single day as the data comes out, you just wonder what is really going on here.
Yeah, and you and I watched him, as many Americans did, as he laid out the case before announcing there would not be a prosecution, and it sounded like somebody giving their opening statement as a prosecutor. That didn't turn out to be the case. I want to play a little bit of sound from Peter Schweitzer. He is the author of Clinton Cash, speaking on Fox earlier today, talking about how the Clinton Foundation, all of it is tied together, almost like puzzle pieces that we're now seeing fall into place.
Sure.
When you are engaging in pay-to-play on a global scale, as you were with the Clinton Foundation, you need a means of communication, and email is the way to do it. You can't do that on the official government network because it might be detected. People can file Freedom of Information Act requests, so you need to set up a private server. These two scandals are connected.
But, Jay, if it worked and there's nothing that there is, illegal, whether it may be questionable, if there's nothing illegal that's been found, what difference does it make, as someone has asked previously?
Well, of course, it begs the question of whether there was actually illegal activity here. I mean, the Clinton Foundation in and of itself is entitled to raise money from foreign individuals and governments. The problem was one of the principals of the Clinton Foundation happened to be the Secretary of State and is now the Democratic nominee for President of the United States, may end up being the President of the United States. So, and that sure did, as Peter said, that looks like pay to play. And I viewed it this way. Shannon, it almost appears now, as these emails come out, as there's more concerns raised inside the Clinton Foundation as to what was going on with access to the Secretary of State, it's as if the Government Affairs Office of the Clinton Foundation was the Department of State under the reign of Hillary Clinton. And that would be problematic legally, seriously problematic legally. And there's a whole host of not only regulatory violations that could be engaged in, but also this idea of pay to play. I mean, there are governors serving time in jail for allegations much less.
Well, we will watch as new information continues to surface, and certainly as it does, there are more questions, if not answers. And we'll stand by and keep looking for those, as we know you will too, Jay. Thank you for your time.
The hits keep coming.
They do.
Thanks, Shannon.
All right.